To think one day I'll look like this. No hair, how will I flirt? No lips for a deceitful kiss, no tongue to dish the dirt, no eyes to flash a cheeky smile, no lashes I can flaunt. There's just one compensation. I'll be fashionably gaunt.
While feasting in a rowdy hall, the ancients like to see a symbol to remind them all of their mortality. They placed a gruesome skeleton amongst them at the table, but we respect the next of kin, so we use Auntie Mabel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
You mean good afternoon?
Oh, this dreadful curfew.
We'll send you all home before dark.
Like little children.
No, fully soused.
By 5 p.m.?
In wartime, one must adapt. Start drinking earlier.
I started when I was 12.
You were wise beyond your years.
No, I'm years beyond my wisdom.
True, you made a big mistake divorcing me.
Not as colossal as marrying you, darling.
Marie Antoinette was a snob. Execution could not make her sob, but she loathed being seen on that crude guillotine where she had to hobnob with the mob.
An asp received a call to dine on Cleopatra cake. The naughty queen ignored the sign. Please do not feed the snake.
Welcome to Harry's.
New York bar in Paris.
Manda, our guests do know where they are.
Do they? With that monstrous banner draped outside? One could easily think this is Berlin.
Let's not antagonize our hosts.
They started it with their exterior decorating.
The Militaire Verwaltung has allowed our event to proceed.
Under the watchful eye of the Gestapo.
Only a pair of lonely criminal assistant ANDTheatre.
Oh, don't be so fluent, Elli. It's embarrassingly unpatriotic.
I can't help being educated.
The hostess at a seance said her ghostly guests were rude. It's no excuse their being dead. They should still try the food.
A fly is floating in your tea. Don't fish it out or sink it. Debrett advises courtesy. Smile graciously and drink it.
We're here to roast the Grim Reaper.
With a selection of light verse.
Composed partly by my former husband.
And partly by my current collaborator.
Oh, don't use that word.
He sold his soul. He's filthy rich. Now look what fate arranges. He sees the light, but there's a hitch. No refunds or exchanges.
Death has a bow and arrow, and he stalks his prey with glee. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me.
This entertainment is in commemoration of our dear departed spouses, precious Sybil,
and cherished Victor.
Both cut down in their prime.
Has anyone ever cut down after their prime?
To say so would be awfully vulgar.
It was a year ago today.
The leaves were falling, too.
But Paris hadn't fallen. Some say my fear of death is chronic, but you can shoot me with a gun the day the longest reigning monarch is George VI, granddaughter's son.
I'll bear the brunt of fortune's blow in silence like a stoic, but when I chance to stub my toe, my howls are less heroic.
Victor and Sybil were struck by lightning.
While crossing the Champs-Élysées.
Carrying shopping bags.
What are the odds?
Probably the same as being struck by lightning while crossing the Champs-Élysées bagless.
Poor Dorothy lost Auntie M. She buried Toto.
Oh.
The Tin Man, Lion, and after them, the Scarecrow. The last straw.
Don't smirk, dear. Victor always had a straight face.
I shall refrain from speaking ill of the dead, Pan.
When Mrs. Lynde met death's cruel scythe, Anne Shirley said, "Bad luck." But when it came for Gilbert Blythe, she cried out, "What the fuck?"
Sybil was never crude.
There's no need to highlight her failings.
Good God, Manda. You'd try the patience of a saint.
I've sampled the odd prig. They weren't to my taste.
At least Sybil died doing what she loved.
Complaining
Shopping.
in the Champs-Élysées? How ironic. Elysian fields.
Until the Germans rename the avenue.
What will it be, Elli?
Paradiesenlicher Getreidefelder.
Oh, I prefer only 2 words.
That is only 2.
What will they call this place?
Heinrichs, Kneipe, and Bonnel Hauk in Stella.
Oh, Harry would have a fit.
Luckily, he's safe in London.
Don't divulge his whereabouts.
Relax, darling. A bartender is hardly likely to be on the Nazis' wanted list.
But he says air raids began shortly after he arrived.
He shouldn't take things so personally.
We have our bodies. Love abounds. There's beauty, joy, and mirth. I'm sorry, but your heaven sounds suspiciously like earth.
Eternal pain and misery. Your terrifying hell shows no originality. It sounds like earth as well.
Harry left before the tanks rolled in. Why did we stay?
You and I take bickering in our stride.
An invasion is a sight worse than bickering.
Everything blows over.
Including life.
Especially life.
Come cancer, heart attack, or stroke, I'll die without a trace of sorrow. If it's upon a bed of oak, grown from a seed, I'll plant tomorrow.
The chances of you being scalped are mercifully slim.
But other fates cannot be helped. The prospects look quite grim.
If you're so anxious to delay inevitable doom, the safest and the surest way is never leave your room.
The trouble is how dull that gets. It's not the least exciting.
Then stuff the calculations. Let's go out.
And go out fighting.
Just to be clear, we're not affiliated with any organized resistance group.
Oh, no, we're far too disorderly for that.
In case of any misunderstanding, I've already composed my epitaph.
Oh, how very like you, dear.
I'm 6 feet below, with no one to love me. I'll tell you where heaven is, 6 feet above me.
I've prepared mine too.
And you accuse me of vanity.
Nothing to see here. Move on, pal. Don't mourn, old teary-eyed. This corpse is but an empty shell. I was the nut inside.
I'm a cold fish. I never wept for Sybil.
Nor I for Victor.
When the time comes, I dare say one of us will test the other's resolve.
Well, I shouldn't wonder.
You should cut down on those cocktails.
Cheers, darling. May you live till you're 110.